Welcome, comic lovers. Garvin, an old comic guy, coming at you with another comic haul. This one is from another toy show. So, Toy Titans did a toy show. I'll make the connection with the play on names here. And I went through the toy show. Toy shows are great. Those that love toys, there's toys. And there's usually some comics. I will say this one, they didn't quite have the AC thing going, and here in Arizona, that is, or Phoenix at least, that means you don't stay long. It's just they didn't have things set right for the door opening and closing so much, so it was still kind of warm in there. But that being said, let me show you what I got, and all of this comes from Mad Titan Comics. He's a local guy. He normally sells out of his garage, which is awesome. He does like garage sales where it's comic themes, and I've been to them before. It's wonderful. The only thing is that you don't do yard sales in Phoenix during the summer, and our summers last a long time. So he did this toy show, and so I saw him there, and I looked through his stuff, and he was the only one with comics. So of course I picked some stuff up, and let's go over it. So first we have some Justice League, a giant Justice League. So put it in perspective, Justice League was created by Julius Schwartz, Gardner Fox, and Mike Sekowsky. And it was supposed to be a spiritual successor to the Justice Society of America. The Justice League of America first appeared in Brave and the Bold number 28 back in 1960. And the Justice League of America ongoing series ran from 1960 to 1987. This one is from 1977. It's issue 144. Steve Englehart's the writer. Art for both the cover and inside is Dick Dillon with Frank McLaughlin. And the editor, of course, is Julius Schwartz. This tells the tale of the secret, real first meeting of the heroes of the Justice League of America. Also includes Roy Raymond, who is a TV journalist and detective. The Blackhawks, the Challengers of the Unknown, Plastic Man, the Vigilante, Robot Man, the Robert Crane one, Congo Bill and Congorilla, Rex the Wonder Dog, Adam Strange, the Time Masters, both Rip Hunter and Jeff Smith. There was a total of four. Rick, Jeff, the girl, and then the kid, who I guess is making a play in the Stargirl thing, in the Lost Children. But I don't have all of them, so I haven't started reading them. Let's see. Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen are there. The story's being told to Green Arrow. He wasn't there. And then there's a fan letter from Fred G. Hembeck. Hembeck's famous for parodying comics, interviews with Spider-Man and The Flash, which were published in the Buyer's Guide of Comic Fandom, later known as the Comic Buyer's Guide, in a strip called Dateline, all the expletives. So pretty cool. But that's not enough. I needed more crossovers. Oh yes, look at this. So here we have Justice League of America number 147. This is Martin Pasco and Paul Levitz as the writer. Dick Dillon and Frank McLaughlin still cover and art. Still Julius Schwartz. And this story begins the story of the annual JLA-JSA crossover. This time around, we have the JLA, JSA, and the Legion of Superheroes against Modru and the Demons 3, Abnegazar, Gost, and Wrath. And it'll conclude in the next issue. But wait for it, I found that one too. How cool is that? So this one has the floating heads on the side, which I love, and I've shared that before. And then this one has the conclusion. Again, same writer and everything else. So, yep, pretty cool. I also got number 170. Jerry Conway's writing it now. Covered is Dick Dillon and Dick Giordano. Dick Dillon and Frank McLaughlin do the inside art. Letterer is Ben Oda. JLA, with Ultra's help, go against the alien overcomplex. So awesome fun. And then we got Batman. So this is a 100-page deal. 100 pages for 60. So this has 6 stories. So Batman began publication in spring of 1940, was published until 2011, about 715 issues. Originally released as a quarterly magazine, changed to bi-monthly format in 1941, and then in 1954, when it was still National Periodical Publications, it changed the series to 8 issues a year. It wasn't until issue 260 that it actually became published monthly. So issue 260 begins it now being published monthly. Lots of people don't know that. I just thought I'd share. Batman's, of course, created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane, first appearing in Detective Comics number 27, 1939. Guess what issue I found? Yes, it is issue, right? 260. 260. This is the beginning of it being a monthly series. It was not monthly prior to this. This has 6 stories. 5 are reprints. This is from 1975. Who knew Batman didn't become monthly until 1975? So the cover's Nick Cardy, Tatiana Wood, and Gasper Saldiano. The editors Julia Schwartz and E. Nelson Birdwell. The first one, this is the non-reprint, is Denny O'Neil, arts Irv Novick and Dick Giordano, letters Ben Oda, and it's Batman versus the Joker. No surprise there, right? The second story is a reprint from Batman number 16, and the writer is Ruth Lyons Kaufman. She was a female writer during World War II, first female writer on both Aquaman and Batman. The men were off at war. The women took a lot of those roles, and telling good stories that the youth would find appealing and would help them grow into positive individuals, good members of society, was important. And so they, a lot of females took that role. And oftentimes they're not given enough credit for that. The art is Jack and his brother Ray. So Jack Burnley did the regular pencils, and then Ray did the inking. The third story is a reprint from number 181 with Gardner Fox writing, Sheldon Moldoff and Sid Green doing the art. The fourth story is a reprint from Detective Comics number 112, and it's written by Alvin Schwartz. And I no relation to Julius. I'm pretty positive of that, but don't quote me on that. It could just be that I haven't found it. I did. I've always wondered it, and then when it came up in here, I was like, oh, I should check. And I started looking. I couldn't find anything saying whether or not they were. I didn't find anything saying they weren't either. So that being said, and then the Win Mortimer, who was a Canadian comic artist, did the art on that fourth story. The fifth story was a reprint from Batman number 27, and that was written by Don Cameron and art by Jerry Robinson. And then the sixth story was a reprint from Detective Comics number 37, Gardner Fox, Frank Springer did the, Gardner Fox did the writing. He wrote so many. And then Frank Springer and Sid Green did the art. Pretty cool. And this is when it begins being monthly. And then I found this awesome piece of history. So, Teen Titans, a team of young superheroes, former sidekicks, first came together. Robin, Aqualad, and Kid Flash responded to an emergency at Hatton Corners. And they fought Mr. Twister. After defeating him, the three decided to stay together as the Teen Titans with their mentor's support. First appearing, this was created by Bob Haney and Bruno Premiani, and first appeared in The Brave and the Bold number 54 in 1964. Their first actual mission as the Teen Titans brought Wonder Girl into the mix, and she became the first recruit, followed by Speedy. Again, Wonder Girl at this point was done as Donna Troy, or was done as Wonder Woman's sidekick, even though Wonder Girl had really been Wonder Woman as a child. And the other one, like I said, Speedy, Roy Harper, he's been here pretty much since the beginning. He doesn't go to any of the meetings. He's not involved in all the adventures. This series began in 1966, and after 43 issues, bi-monthly issues, the title went on hiatus in 1973. And so this is 28, so this is before the hiatus. And then it comes back and becomes monthly from 76 until 78, totaling 53 issues. This is number 28. This is the writer Steve Skeets. The cover and the art is Nick Cardy. Dick Giordano's the editor. This is from 1970. Ben Oda's the letterer. And then the Teen Titans have become pacifists and are working with Mr. Jupiter. But Aqualad wants their help against Ocean Master. And yeah, the story actually ends up being continued in the next issue. Sadly, I didn't get that. He didn't have it. And then I love this. So, the Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans. So this is officially Marvel and DC present featuring the Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans from 1982. It is the fifth official crossover. The fourth one with characters. So the fourth one crossing over their characters. The fifth time Marvel and DC worked together specifically on a comic. So this is the writers Chris Claremont, editors Jim Shooter. Cover and art is Walt Simonson with Terry Austin on the inks and Glynis Wynn, Len Wynn's wife, on the colors. Letterers Tom Orchowski, who's a protege of Ben Oda. And it pits the X-Men and the Titans against Darkseid, Darkseid, and the Dark Phoenix. Even has Deathstroke the Terminator in the story. So I should mention what were the crossovers, right? Because I said that there were more. So the first one was MGM's Marvelous Wizard of Oz, Treasury Edition, from 1975. They collaborated only together. So DC and Marvel collaborated to put that out. The next one was Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man. That's also a Treasury Edition, 1976. And then Superman and Spider-Man, Treasury Edition, 1981. And then DC Special Series, Volume 1, number 27, which is the last issue of that series, from 1981. That had Batman versus the Incredible Hulk. And then this one. So before Amalgam and all that other stuff, this was going on. And why was this? Why? Like, really, why choose these guys? Well, I'll tell you why. The number one comic series from DC at this time was New Teen Titans. In fact, New Teen Titans was the number one comic series for all of them, off and on. The number one comic for Marvel was the Uncanny X-Men. That was the number one comic series for Marvel for quite a long time, and for DC it was New Teen Titans for quite a long time. And the number one comic series, all of them, Marvel and DC, was the Uncanny X-Men sometimes. So they would take turns taking each other's place in sales. Like, who's number one this month? Oh, it might be New Teen Titans. Following month, it could be the Uncanny X-Men. Overall, those two held the top 1 or 2 spots continuously. In the 80s, there was a point where the Giffen-Levitt's Legion of Superheroes was the number 2 for DC, and they really wanted to be number 1, and they were getting close. And they never actually took number 1 from New Teen Titans, not for lack of trying. An amazing series. It did take the number 2 spot a couple times, though. There's a couple times when it beat Uncanny X-Men, so that is cool. Now, that didn't happen very often, I'll be honest. Uncanny X-Men did hold either number 2 or number 1 almost continuously, but there's a couple spots where it did fall to 3. And this would have been, that early 80s era. So pretty cool, lovely find, pretty stoked with it. And that's my haul from the Toy Titans toy show here in, actually it was over in Mesa, but Phoenix metro area. And this is all from Mad Titan Comics, so pretty excited about it. All right. I guess that's all I got right now. All right, you guys. Take care of each other. Have a good day.